Here's a quick rundown of today's top stories, Wednesday, December 11th. Gabriela party list, Solon asked the president to grant Mary Jane Veloso clemency. Gabriela party list representative Arlene Brosas is urging President Marcos to grant clemency to overseas Filipino worker Mary Jane Veloso upon her return from death row in Indonesia. Brosas, a member of the Makabayan Bloc, filed for this purpose House Resolution number 2128. The Congresswoman was accompanied by Veloso's relatives during the filing on Wednesday, December 11. Brosas stated that Mary Jane deserves justice, that all Filipino women deserve the right to decent work in their own country, and the labor export policy must end and be replaced with genuine industrialization. Veloso is expected to come back home before Christmas. President Marcos vows reforms to boost job opportunities in the Philippines. President Marcos has assured Filipinos that the government is striving to implement reforms and foster economic development to create domestic opportunities for Filipino workers and make overseas work an option rather than a necessity. Marcos said this as he recognized 13 honorees of the 2024 Presidential Awards for Filipino individuals and organizations overseas for bringing pride to the Philippines and Filipinos abroad in the Malacañang Palace on Wednesday, December 11th. Among the government's initiatives are strengthening labor agreements with foreign countries, conducting aggressive campaigns against illegal recruitment and trafficking, and mobilizing the Agarang Kalinga at Saklolo para sa mga overseas Filipino workers na nangangailangan fund. The Department of Migrant Workers to offer free cancer treatment for OFWs at the new Pampanga healthcare facility. The Department of Migrant Workers is set to expand healthcare services for overseas Filipino workers and their families with the establishment of the Bagong Pilipinas Cancer Care Center at the OFW Hospital in Pampanga. DMW Secretary Hans Leo J. Cactac said the 80 million peso facility, which is expected to open by 2026, will offer free chemotherapy and other vital medical services to address the health needs of OFWs. The facility will eventually expand to include radiotherapy and advanced diagnostic services, ensuring free medical care for all OFWs, whether active, retired, or preparing to work abroad. Ash emissions continue at the Kanlaon volcano, according to Phivolcs. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology continues to monitor ash emissions at the Kanlaon volcano, following its 24-hour monitoring period from Tuesday to Wednesday, December 10th to 11th. Phivolcs reported 2 instances of ash emissions, each lasting 11 to 39 minutes. It warned that prolonged exposure to ash and volcanic sulfur dioxide, especially for communities near accumulation zones during low wind conditions, can irritate the eyes, throat, and respiratory tract. Alert Level 3, or magmatic unrest, remains in effect due to ongoing volcanic activity, indicating the potential for further eruptions. The Philippines is set to remain cyclone-free until the weekend. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said the country will remain free of tropical cyclones from December 12th to 14th. Based on PAGASA's historical records, 1 or 2 tropical cyclones typically enter or form within the country's area of responsibility in December, but none has formed so far. PAGASA weather specialist Benison Estareja on Wednesday, December 11th, said that while no tropical cyclones are expected until the weekend, 3 weather systems may cause rainy conditions over parts of the country during this period. Indigenous rights group sees more human rights violations against Indigenous peoples. An Indigenous Peoples rights advocacy group is seeing an increase in human rights violations against IPs across the country in the coming years amid the global boom on mining and development of renewable energy projects. In a report released for the 76th celebration of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights on Tuesday, December 10th, the Legal Rights and Natural Resources Center pointed out that the global push for energy transition and climate solutions will have an adverse effect on Indigenous communities. The report said that the industries capitalizing on the transition boom are increasingly targeting Indigenous peoples' territories for resource extraction, and about 56% of the government's designated competitive renewable energy zones will potentially overlap with Indigenous territories. Taylor Swift gives out 11 billion pesos worth of bonus to her crew on the record-breaking Eras Tour. Grammy Award winner Taylor Swift is ending her blockbuster Eras Tour with the spirit of Christmas gift-giving. Over the past 2 years, Taylor has brought a roller coaster ride of emotions and nostalgic feelings as she headlines her concerts in different parts of the country. According to People magazine, Taylor has handed out $197 million, or roughly 11 billion pesos worth of bonuses to her Eras Tour crew. This includes truck drivers, caterers, instrument techs, merch team, lighting, sound, production staff and assistants, carpenters, dancers, band, security, choreographers, pyrotechnics, riggers, hair, makeup, wardrobe, physical therapists, and video team. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.